It's finally here, and this thing is massive. Let's get right into the unboxing. We're going to try a little bit of a different angle today. There's a couch here, so I may sit there, but just starting off, we do have our padding here for the corners to make sure it doesn't bounce up and down during transportation. I'm going to see how we can remove the box from the box. We'll just do it this way. I just sort of flipped around, but as I was saying, we have a Jejo Classified logo, again, glossy, so that's different from the matte. Very dynamic portrayal here of the Dragonfly. On the bottom, we have a sort of schematic for the Dragonfly, so it's very cool to see. And you do have different wording and lettering on it. I'll probably get some B-roll footage of that and just overlay it here, but yeah, it does have a lot of words and whatnot, just sort of labeling all the different parts. The top of it here has the Dragonfly logo. It looks very nice. It is spot varnished or glossy, as some people mention it, and as you can see there, that reflectiveness. We have different logos here for Wild Bill and just some small details, 6-inch scaled and whatnot. So very cool to see. We have some schematics going on at the top too, and on the back we have a continuation of that art. Looks very cool, and it all wraps around to form this I guess if you were to spread it out, it would be a huge mural. But we start with this side. It wraps around to this side, which we saw, I think, opening the box. Goes into this side, as you can see there. And then the finishes up on this side. So it's just very cool design packaging. And with that being said, let's actually open this up and take a good look at what's inside. Just in case you wanted a comparison, this thing is much bigger. We'll set it aside over there, wherever it's in frame. We have the his tank here. You can see lengthwise, the his doesn't even reach that on like whatever way you have it. So yeah, this is much bigger than the his tank box, even though this was you know, much more wider, a much wider vehicle. But I think this is just way too long of a figures or of a vehicle, so it's gonna be much bigger. With that being said, let's cut into this little box here. Well, not little, but the seal is broken, and we shall open our box here. And I don't know if it's better to do it on the table. My table is tiny, nothing fits on there, as you have seen on other videos, but because these come out sideways, so I don't know if it'd be better that way. All right, we're staying on the floor for this, but yeah, we get a nice little Yeehaw Champion G.I. Joe, and that flap had nothing. But you have these little indents here. You can just slip that out. This is just way too big. We have our first tray here, and I believe these are the figures. Have another tab to open here. And yes, so we have a little placeholder so that they don't shift around. And we have all 4 of our figures here, looking very cool. And we have little wax paper protecting them. These will be in their own separate video. I think I'll do like 2 per video, or maybe all 4 in one. I don't know yet, because this video is already going to be long enough. I want to focus on the Dragonfly itself. and then move on to the figures. And you know, it just makes for much more easier editing, and shorter videos are actually better than super long ones, because you know, attention span, retention, and all that sort of thing. So I want to make the videos as digestible as possible. So yeah, I'm gonna make separate videos. At least for now, I'm thinking of 2 videos, one for the Dragonfly and another for the 4 figures. I'll think about it, but yeah, they look incredible. I like that each one of them has their own little logo here. Night Force, we have Commandos, Heroics, and then another Night Force. Pretty neat. They look solid already. Let's move on to the second tray, and I think all of this is going to be our Dragonfly parts and whatnot. The second one has, again, that Yeehaw Champion G.I. Joe, another tab, and yup, there's our base and different parts of the Dragonfly. We will assemble it just here in a moment, and then this last one has the Dragonfly logo on it. With that being said, shove that box out of the way. This should be our final box with effects and more parts for the Dragonfly. Yeah, and there's a whole nother tray down below this. Gonna remove everything and then assemble it. Hopefully I can get it in shot at the table. Alright, we got a lot of things out already, and I just sort of put them on the table here. I'm literally out of breath just handling this thing and taking everything out. But nice and easy. A lot of these bags, I would say most of them, for example, they don't really have a tape on the bag, so they're just sort of crumpled up. But it's nice because you can just easily do that and get rid of your bag. But with that being said, some of these pieces also have the extra protective sort of wrap here, especially with the stand here, just to protect, you know, because it is a clear plastic. You know, they want to try and keep it as protected and fresh looking as possible, which we appreciate. At least I do. It will get scratched up in my hands, but we have the clear sort of base here, and the Dragonfly goes on here as such, and you can see that's gonna leave your fingerprints smeared on there. It is kind of cold, so that's why there's like sort of a, I don't know what to call it, but it is chilly today in Texas. And we have the other part of the base here, flat green, looks very cool, should be sturdy enough, just plastic. And this should be as easy as lining up all these pegs, and they, whoop, I was gonna say they do seem to click in, but they didn't. There we go, now they clicked in. Yeah, make sure they go in all the way. This side, it doesn't seem to be going in all the way. There we go. Make sure. Yeah, mine got a little scuffed there. That's a bit unfortunate, but it's in there, and it's pretty hard to remove. I'm sure you'd have to do something to remove it. But that'd be your base, and then you do get some stickers for the base if that's an option you want. You have all your stickers here. Talk about these and get them out of the way. But yeah, you get different ones. You get these big ones that you can put on there. I may use a Dragonfly there for the base. Let's see over here, more decals for your Dragonfly. And even more as they would unstick. You get plenty more in there. So yeah, very cool stickers, very nice to have. I haven't customized the his tank at all. I just like how it looks on its base form, but they're nice additions for those who do want to customize it. So that's the base out of the way. I think we'll take a look at some of the effects real quick and then move on to the big thing itself. Alright, so we got all the accessories or sort of attachments for the Dragonfly here. I really don't know where to start, so we'll start with the smaller one here. This green one, and I believe this is supposed to attach in some way. I'm not too sure. I'll figure it out once I manage to put it all together. But you have your winch here, which is very cool, and then you pull it back by rotating this, so that's very cool to see. Very nice. This is your peg, I guess, to insert into the Dragonfly. You have your munitions box here. Very cool, sort of missiles. They're kind of missile looking or sort of grenade launching projectiles. I'm not too sure, but that looks cool. We have two of these. These are missile launching for sure. So that's very cool. The back, but yeah, the silver really pops in there, so that's very cool. We get two of those. We get two of our bigger missiles here, looking very cool. Nice simple decal, paint decals on there. And these will correspond with these flame effects. So we do have a port on the back going as such, and you can just see how massive this is. I mean, it's longer than my hand. It goes up to almost to my, I'd say almost to my elbow. From tip of the missile, yeah, it does go up to my elbow. It's just insane, and this is a very nice plastic. It's not gummy like sort of these effects where there's a little bit of bend and pliableness, and these are also sturdy. But yeah, this is like hollow plastic. It's painted well. It feels good. It's not gonna warp, and it shouldn't warp the missile either. So overall, some good plastic here, and overall some nice paint and details here. The yellow, orange, and then you have the white for the trail effect. And we'll get into these pegs here in just a minute. But yeah, we get two of these effects for each rocket here. We have the attachment of the gun here, which I think I just figured out what this is for. Will it go like this? Maybe, I don't know. That's not the right way. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But we have the gun here, and it's cool because it has this effect like it's been used. And I believe these smaller effects should port in. Should, and then it won't. So yeah, I think that works out pretty well. I believe these are also used for, so I don't trust that. But I think these are also just mostly used for this. Maybe. I don't know. You can do whatever you want. It's your Dragonfly. We have a bigger one here, so I think these also fit into our missiles here to have a smaller just about launching effect. So that's very cool. We get two of those and two of the small ones. Painted pretty well. You know, the yellow into the orange. Very nice to see. Again, these aren't as sturdy, but I mean, they are sturdy, but they're not the same plastic used for these bigger ones. But yeah, they're very cool looking. And with that being said, I think I'm ready to assemble this thing. Oops, I did fail to mention these. And I think these make sense, a little more sense now. Do they fit on here? It feels like a tight fit. But these are missiles, so these don't fit. They feel a bit forced, but I'm sure maybe they do fit in there. Now I did notice these may be the same mold as his tank. Little missiles that it had on the side, and yep, that is confirmed. They are the same mold, just painted differently. But honestly, I like this. The silver tip there, the yellow and orange, and just the green. Looks very cool. Cobras, of course, they have to add their Cobra logos. But yeah, pretty sure these might be able to fit on the back here. You know, just to give it that effect again, that it's firing. I believe these might work on his tank as well. As you can see, these do fit on the his tank barrels. These ones with the smaller pegs. Hopefully I don't. But yeah, it does fit. As you can see there, it's firing. So that's very cool to see. A lot of stuff you can do with these effects. So there you go. Alright, I'm sitting down now. Hopefully this helps with my exhaustion. I am pretty tired here. Just moving this thing about. But here it is. It's so massive. It doesn't fit in frame. I may back up the camera a little bit more. Just to show you guys the process here. But yeah, just gonna take off these other little ties here and the little plastic wrap. This is legitimate. I can't even speak, but this is legit. Basically a workout going on here. I got everything off. The Dragonfly comes with this little clear sort of thing, and it's for the legs. Lenny mentioned they added this just so that the legs wouldn't spread over time, which again, they shouldn't, but you know, you just never know over time. You know, the plastic, you know, doesn't last forever, but it will spread at some point. But that's why you have this, so it doesn't spread. So you just put it in the legs and you should be okay. Put it down the middle. I can't really do that right now because I got everything else in front, but there you go. So that should make it sturdy and not spread over time. That being said, let's put this thing together. We have the tail here, and I think I'll just go bit by bit, just showing all the crazy details this thing has. So you have all these bolts and whatnot. You have some ports there, G.I. Joe there, Dragonfly, and then you have the big connection here, looking very sweet. Now, I don't know which parts have paneling. I know there's a certain area that has paneling that opens up. Almost thought it was this for a second, but I think it might be in the main vehicle itself. But we have connection. Is this going in the right way? It is. And it clicks in smoothly. Yeah, I don't know if this is removable again. Maybe with enough force you can. You know, just for storage purposes, if you do want to store this away. I guess I failed to go through the main figure or vehicle itself, but we have Beware of Blast, different Joe symbols, danger, jet intake. You have a nice Dragonfly logo here, Lieutenant SWS Wild Bill, Hardy, Step number 24 there. You have tiny little machine guns here, which I think those other effects will work with. So these are retractable. They come out, in and out. Pretty tough, but they will come out. The vehicle did come with the attached minigun here, which is on a swivel. So it can rotate as such, and it can go up and down. Very cool. And then you do have ports for blast effects. You have a nice little Dragonfly logo there. You have the light there, which I think we'll look at later. And yeah, here's the battery compartment for those lights. And yeah, I'm just gonna remove this plastic thing because it's not the most secure. But yeah, all the crazy detail going on. And then you have a cockpit in there. A lot of this I'll probably just get B-roll footage of because it is difficult to record. And here we have those compartments I was talking about. Crazy detail in there. Again, I'm gonna try and get as much B-roll footage I can of this thing. I think it's just easier to do that rather than try and showcase it here. But with that being said, I think we need to add our sort of wing system here. That should go in as such, and it clicks in. Very nice. We do have ports there and at the bottom of the wing there. It's very nice. And we're gonna rotate this thing so we can add the other side here. And it's very nice. This one has the red lights and the other one had some green lights, but yeah, you should hear it click. Very nice click. There we go. Here's another compartment that you can open. Is the engine here. Again, that sort of, it's been in use, so it's kind of heated up visual there, so that's very cool. I don't know if it has it on both sides. It does have it on both sides, so there you go. You can open that up as well. I will say the cockpit is a little easy to open, but we'll get into that later. What else do we got? We got these thingies here. I should probably be looking at the booklet so I know what I'm doing. But we have the two fins that go in the back, way in the back. So we'll move you guys over here. Make sure I don't flip the Dragonfly over the table. But I think these are just identical. You have Dragonfly on both sides and both sides on this one, so you can simply insert as such. And I dropped the other one, but here it goes. Added. Oops, I'll just do this one off screen. There we go. That one was a little tough. But yeah, these they hinge in and out. Very cool. You know, just for different display. They can fold up all the way, as you can see there, and they can spread about that much. So that's very cool, just for different posability and photography for those that really go all out. I don't know how I'm gonna take pictures of this thing. And then we have, moving back to the main show here, we have the rotor adapter here. This is gonna make the figure insanely difficult to deal with. We have our two rotors here, full of detail there, and a nice black and white patterning there. You can see all this crazy detail and texture for it, and it's the same for both. Some paneling you can see there, very nice. But with that being said, they must be inserted. And you should hear a nice click, and I don't think there's enough clearance here, but this will rotate all the way around, as you can see there. This is just hitting my lamp over here. But yeah, very cool, rotates and whatnot. We then have two yellow pieces, which of these I think are our rudders, sort of thingy mabob, and these should go in these circles here. So again, just sort of rotors, they rotate in there. And then you do have, oh, it's taking out the stinger already. And yeah, this one's way too close to the camera, but that one goes in there as such. They all have a nice click and whatnot. But yeah, this thing is just super massive. These things do go on here, but I don't know which side goes to which. Or I guess, you know, they're different lengths. So longest length, and they do have different sizes for the ports. So longer side and bigger port here, and it should be the same for this side as well. Longer side, biggest pull, and it goes in there. And that is the Dragonfly complete. All right, we'll do it from this angle just to talk about it a little more and just go through it. It is so massive. I guess I can show you guys on the cockpit a little bit. We should open up as such. Trying to be as gentle as I can, guys. But yeah, just look at all that stuff in the inside. Again, I'm gonna try and get some extra footage just up close and personal inside the cockpit and whatnot. But you know, just want to show it off anyway. Here looks very cool. You have your control stick in there that moves It's on a ball joint there. You have the straps that go towards the back over here, as you can see there. But that's no big issue for me. I'm gonna try and find some batteries to get the light effects. But yeah, just crazy detail. You have the lights, light. They don't flicker or anything, but it's still for a cool effect there. And you can just see how long this thing is. This also rotates at the end of a tail. Again, just how the vehicle functions. You have your jet engines here on the back. No real detail of like it firing up or anything, so would have been cool to see some more detail like that. But yeah, just crazy detail all throughout. I think now we just gotta gear this thing up. All right, so your attachments will have this little sort of peg thing, and all you have to do, lift your Dragonfly, and then you have 2 ports, so I assume you can probably do a variation. We'll do these here. Oh, and that seems to hinge in there. Oh, that's interesting. So it's not just straight on ahead, but you can sort of hinge it for it to go down. Unless, yeah, that feels secure in there. So it's very cool. And then on this side, you can have, I assume, no, that doesn't fit in there. Unless this is only meant to be on this side. Oh, there it goes. It clicks in there. These are supposed to be in there. I don't think these come out. So click. That one didn't have a loud click, but it went in. And then I assume this is where you have the interchangeability. This one can go in, clicks, and yeah, there you go. You have your turret. What else can we add to this thing? So I'm going to do turret and missile thingy here. I don't know if that's how that's supposed to go. Again, this just seems to hinge. So I think these are interchangeable with these. And this goes in the other one. Yeah, I don't know. They all just seem to hinge in there. I don't know what's going on. You can just configure it the way you want, find out what works best. I should probably look at the manual, but yeah, this one's just a solid connection there. Like, this doesn't rock back and forth. But yeah, very cool nonetheless. And on other news, I figured out what this is for. So it is for this gun. You do have a port back there. Maybe it was best to put this first and then the thing. I just don't know how to hold this for the camera. But it should go in there. Unless I can remove the turret. Yeah, I think that's best. Remove that, and then this should port in as such. And then you have this little gap here where the square is gonna get in there. So once you line everything up, there we go. I don't know how well that looked, but we have a turret with the munition box coming out of a chopper itself, which is very cool. Yeah, I'm still gonna figure out how all of this works. But let's add our missiles to the side here. They click in, that's pretty solid. And if we really wanted to, we'd add the flame effect there. And that just looks insane. That looks crazy. Yeah, it's hitting the hit tank on the back there. That is crazy looking. They really went all out with this thing. And we said that with the his tank, but I really think they went all out with the effects and whatnot with the Dragonfly here. Now, this is where these connections come in handy, because again, we can insert it into the missile, but then we can insert it to the side to give it that effect of it firing. The missile is firing way out there already. You know, it has traveled some distance, and then we can add the other effect on this side as it's just about firing. So it just makes for a very neat effect. Very, again, just a variety of displays that you can work with this thing. It's just incredible. It's insane. I really don't know what else to say. Oh, a little fun thingy here. They both rotate at the same time, so that's very cool to see. But yeah, just crazy display options with this thing, and that did come off with the missile, but it's easy to remove everything. Just, if you don't want missiles firing, remove the effect and just store the missiles on the side, which I think I might do for the time being until I can find where to display this thing. And just for reference, guys, that's the his tank. Oops, that's not what I wanted to happen, but it happened anyway. That's a his tank compared to the Dragonfly. This thing is just wider than the his tank and longer than the his tank. That's how big this thing is. It's just crazy how much bigger it is than the his tank. Probably not the best way, but there's no way to fit them on my table at the same time or take pictures of them at the same time. They're that big. I guess if you really wanted to, here's a stinger. Here's basically the vamp. That's how big the the stinger is next to the Dragonfly. It's as long as the tail itself, and that's not even like halfway through the Dragonfly. Just in case you guys wanted an idea of, you know, sizes. And yes, you do get a booklet to help you out with everything. I just tried to go into it blind. But yeah, the other toe hinge is supposed to be on this side. And the outer ones are meant for the sort of missile type attachments. I think I might replace those with these, just because his tank already has these sort of missiles, so just to make it a bit more unique. And they're just very easy to swap out. Just to make it unique, I'll add these to the sides. Again, the toe hinge is meant for this side, but it's just not the most, oh, I say not the most secure, but it is very secure. In there, again, functioning winch there. So yeah, just crazy tons that you can do with this thing. And I think that mostly does it for my video. I don't want to make it too long at this point, but like I said, I'll just try to get a lot of extra footage up close and personal with it. I tried to find some batteries as well for the light up features and whatnot. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out of breath now because this is always an experience and a workout to go through. But yeah, this is just massive. I think I'll just show off the Dragonfly on the stand, and then we'll call it there. And there it is on the stand. It looks very cool. It is angled, sort of going up. You can switch it because the base is, you know, angled in a certain way. But you can swap it around so that it is facing more at a downward angle. There's two holes. There are two holes at the bottom of the Dragonfly, so you can see how that looks going at a downward angle. I think the stand really makes this thing stand out. It's just impressive. I might display it at a downward angle like this. This is just crazy looking. I mean, a camera, a video can't do it justice. If you have this thing yourself, you know what you got yourself into, but this is just crazy. You can see that rotating there very nicely. It's just insane and massive. That does it for me. That does it for my video. I'm very impressed. This thing just blows my mind, and it's just very fun to see, and I don't know where I'm going to display this thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first part of just opening the boxes and assembling it. I tried my best to show everything on camera. I'm not the best YouTuber. I'm not very good with cameras, but regardless, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in part 2, where we'll take a look at the figures themselves.